right, man. Looks like Raymond Muratalla has officially ducked Andy Cruz, who was his mandatory for the IBF. So we don't know what happened. Top Rank is no stranger in ducking. I remember Jose Ramirez dug Regis Prograis many moons ago, and they basically gave Regis Prograis. They paid for him to have a hometown fight in New Orleans out of their pocket, so he wouldn't fight Jose Ramirez. So they basically paid him to go away. So apparently here, Muratalla, I don't know if they would have a similar deal, but for the most part, the way they worded this, I think it was Coppinger worded this. They basically said that Cruz wanted to fight, but Muratalla didn't want to fight. So it says that Mike Coppinger reports that the 2020 Olympic gold medalist Cruz was on board and left it at that, hitting that Muratalla side it was Muratalla's side who didn't want to fight. Top Rank hasn't announced plans for its fighter Muratalla 23-17, as he can't hold on to his IBF title for long before the fight with Cruz is ordered. It's believed that he has from 9 to 12 months before he'll be forced to defend against Cruz or give up the belt. So they're going to grant him a leniency, it sounds like, of 9 to 12 months. That could be a fight, 2 fights, 3 fights if we talking about back in the day. You know what I'm saying? For him to get in there and mix it up with somebody. So for the most part, the way they word these things, the way how information was held when it come to the other compared when it come to the brother, it's crazy to me. Flat out, Muratalla ducked. And what's so funny thing about it is Muratalla and Robert Garcia was saying that Keyshawn was a duck. Keyshawn did admit that he had no plans on fighting Raymond or Muratalla. He didn't want to fight for the additional belt. He's talking about the sanctioning fees and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me any. They can duck without or to deal with criticism without having to deal with the complete backlash. There'll be excuses why Muratalla, it's okay for him to duck Andy Cruz, and Mexicans won't call a spade a spade. They'll stay on code and it'll be swept up under the rug once again. I feel like if you're a champion, you shouldn't have to get ready. You should already be ready, especially when you was handed the belt and you didn't have to fight for it. So he should have had to fight Cruz just in order to get the belt, to be honest. But then again, he would have swerved the belt. He just would have won another route. And that's the problem with having, all these multiple belts, is these guys can continue to take alternative routes. He won't face the backlash that he should face for not taking on Andy Cruz. I mean, yeah, he won't face the backlash for that. Because the media, they pick how they want to word things, they pick how they want to put things in there and everything. They pick and choose how they want to say stuff and how they want to write it. When it was a brother, he ducked. It's mad unfortunate. This dude was handed a belt. He should have to go earn the belt. And now he avoiding fighting Andy Cruz, which, some people might feel like he didn't put enough leg work in for his belt. Some people might feel the very same way, where, he really didn't earn the belt that he got. Andy's style has been gradually modified. My thing is this. They don't write those nasty, disparaging articles about Raymond Muratalla the way they write them about black fighters. Have y'all paid attention to that? The way they write those nasty articles about the brothers, they don't write it about the others. They don't. They need to keep the same energy. This is what I be talking about, the biasness and who they pick and choose, who they want to come at or whatever. This dude's a straight up buster. You was handed the belt. Now you didn't have to earn the belt. Now An opportunity to prove that you belong as a world champion is here, and he don't want to prove that because he know for the most part he's going to lose. He knows he's going to lose. But I said, they're going to be quiet about this one. It's gonna be silent night, holy night. It's gonna be real quiet. But if this was Devin Haney, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, they'd be writing a lot of nasty things about him. And they write these low key, articles, and they they say it in a nice way. And like I said before, that's why I go so hard. That's why I go so hard, man, because these dudes are straight up cowards. It's only journalistic integrity, objectivity when it comes to black fighters or fighters they don't really care for. I'm telling you. Remember they wrote that article? That article wrote about Golovkin quitting at Victor Conti's snack. He straight up quit at Victor Conti's snack. He quit, and they made a scene. They wrote Dan Raphael. He still worked at ESPN. He said it in a nice way, but when it comes to the brothers, they say it in a very nasty and a malicious way. They don't have anything nice to say. They don't have anything nice to say. So this would be accepting. He'll be able to duck, in peace, and won't nobody call a spade a spade. Everybody act like it didn't happen. That's exactly what you're gonna get. They're gonna act like this shit didn't happen. Especially if you're Cuban. They treat Cuban like black American fighters. Like they ain't worth a piece of loose leaf paper. Let's call it what it is. If they hate something more than black American fighters, it's a fucking Cuban fighter. It's a Cuban fighter. That's exactly what it is. It's a Cuban fighter. And unfortunately, that's very, very sad. And they want to know why a lot of people don't have respect for journalism. And a lot of the YouTubers have turned and done the same thing. They've sat here and, they started to get a little taste of credentials, a little taste of, interviews, a little taste of, being able to build a clientele. You know what I'm saying? They got that taste. And they ran off with it. They became super duper biased. Because their bottom line is now tied to this. Now their bottom line is tied to this. So you say, "Oh, my bottom line is tied to this." You gonna buffoon. You gonna coon. You gonna pick the side who financially benefits your pockets the most, right? That's what you gotta call it a spade, man. This is disgusting. And they was the ones going out here talking about people was ducking Muratalla, and look at them. That's gonna be believing nothing these motherfuckers be saying, bro. They was the ones out here playing victim. You know what I'm saying? And look at here, the truth come out. Come on, man. It is what it is, man. This is disgusting. You was handed the belt, and now you got an opportunity to prove you know, that you deserve the belt, and you don't even want to do that. I mean, boxing has become disgusting, very disgusting. But hey, it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live and drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Hit the link tree, find your X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, everything inside the link tree. I appreciate the love and support. Peace.